how will this move, excursion, vacation to Arizona affect the 49ers moving forward?
I think
whoever wants to start.
I think it will be tough because obviously any person wants to be around their family, but I don't know if it's necessarily a death sentence just because the Niners have played pretty well on the road the last couple of seasons. I think especially with no crowd, it's not like they're losing a home field advantage that much. If they do allow fans for the rest of the season at Arizona, it might actually give them their first home field advantages of the season. So that'd be an interesting thing. But I think they'll be fine. It's not a death sentence.
That's a good way to put it, Maverick. I don't think it's a death sentence either. When they first announced they were going to Arizona, I thought to myself, wow, it's cool. They'll be bonding with one another, staying in the same hotel. It kind of gives that high school basketball tournament feel where you spend a couple days with your teammates or even college even. And then Shanahan shot that down real quick. Like, no, they're not going to be spending any time together. This is not a bonding experience by any means. We did that in New Orleans, and that's when we started seeing the COVID tests. And I like how Shanahan today touched on the mental aspect of everything. I don't expect being in Arizona to hurt the team early on, but when you get into that second or third week, how is that going to feel? How are the players going to be feeling, especially if they lose a game early on? I feel like as long as they're winning, they'll be upbeat. But then if they lose this game to the Bills or another one of the Washington football team where they're no longer really in playoff contention, not only are you stuck in Arizona, but you're kind of kicked out of the playoff, so to speak. So that can be really tough on the players. But hopefully all goes well and they're winning and it's an upbeat environment.
Yeah, I think from a personal perspective, it's going to be hard for these guys because they're, like everybody said, they're away from their families. From the other standpoint is they've played well when they've gone away from home for an extended period of time. Last year when they stayed back east after the Ravens game, they went out and they had a big game against New Orleans and won that. This year, after they stayed out east, they came out and beat the heck out of the Giants in that game. I know the Giants aren't much, but still, I know they're not going to be able to play around with each other and hang out like they normally would, but I just think it's going to be able to help them really just focus on the job at hand.
Yeah, I think there are silver linings. Like from a coach's perspective, they're like, look, I mean, it's not all bad. We can take heart in the fact that we can monitor them more closely. Maybe they'll be more focused. We weren't winning at home anyway. But if we're being honest, it's not a good thing. It's not like they got down to LA and then they got the news and they were like, all right, yes, we're not going back to Santa Clara. And things just got way better. Like, if the Niners do pull off like a Super Bowl victory, like this just adds to the lore of this season. It's just one more plague that God threw down from the heavens onto the Israelites. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, now we got to deal with frogs. Okay, frogs. All right, we'll do the best we can with frogs. We like frogs, but it's still frogs raining down on us. It seems to me that it's like, it's not, I mean, Shanahan was asked yesterday, like, are there any silver linings here? And he was like, no. I mean, this really sucks. I really wish we didn't have to do this. But I mean, I really think if any team can make the most of it, it is the Niners for the reasons you laid out. But like, come on, they're freaking homeless. Like, that's not, it's like, all right, well, let's just make a cardboard box and see what we can do for the next 3 weeks, you know? So
it would make for one hell of a 30 for 30 if they won the Super Bowl.
Great book. We would probably have to write the book together. Maybe a coloring book, the four of us.
Yep.